Hello, my name is Jocelyn. Welcome to Jocelyn's Scent Journey. I have a discovery set. This is from House of Iyrah. I got her discovery set because I wanted to try out a couple of her fragrances, got the discovery so I could make a selection on one I'd like to possibly purchase. So there are 5 fragrances in here, and so we'll go through each of them together. But isn't this cute? This is such a beautiful discovery set. So let's smell them together. So the first one that we're going to smell is called Act 1. Act 1 has notes of bergamot, thyme, lemon, middle notes of neroli, lily of the valley, and a base of musk. And let's see. Okay, I smell the bergamot. I smell the bergamot, the thyme, and the lemon. Okay, so this I would say this could probably, my guess is be unisex, because it's kind of like light, clean, like I would say like citrusy, a little herbaceous, but not heavy. It's not heavy. This smells like being on a yacht or something on a vacation. Yeah. I get the notes. It's very light, it's very fresh, it's very uplifting. I think the citrusy take on this is from the bergamot and the lemon. I think lily of the valley could possibly help like keep this very upbeat. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. This is more, I would say, very light, very this citrus, a little herb. It's nice. So that is Act 1. The next one we're going to smell, and I'm going to put these in order. The next one I'm going to smell is Opera. It has notes of blackcurrant, peach, Irish, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, cedar, pepper, violet, and musk. So let's see. This I'm going to guess is going to be a pretty rose dominant scent since it's listed a few times. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so I oversprayed. Okay. This smells like a sweet, creamy rose. And I'm not sure what's contributing to how it's coming off like this, but it's sweet. I guess that's the black currant. The peach, I guess that they might make a great combo. And you get the rose, but the rose is like, I don't know how they've done it. The rose is like creamy almost. This also has notes of cedar and pepper. Sometimes in cedar can make a fragrance smell more woody. I think in my mind also, like, it seems like sandalwood does it more creamy. This has notes of cedar, but this smells like, the cedar does not make this a woody fragrance. I think the violet, the musk, along with the iris and the blackcurrant, I think it just kind of like, it's sweet. The musk on both of these, I would say, is very light. It's not a heavy musky fragrance. Like the musk probably just helps the fragrance to linger, and it's airy. I have some perfumes that, and I enjoy musk, they have like a much heavier note of musk. These are not musk heavy. I want to keep smelling this over and over and over. Okay, this is wonderful. So this is Opera. Again, blackcurrant, peach, iris, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, cedar, pepper, violet, and musk. All right, so this might be the winner. Let's see. So the next one that we're going to smell together is called Symphony. Now, Symphony I picked up at Scent Split, and I haven't done a review on specifically that order, but I did talk about some of the fragrances I picked up at Scent Split. And I wasn't sure if the scent that I received didn't smell exactly like what I was anticipating, and so I didn't know if maybe the fragrance was decanted in a way that affected its scent, and so I wanted to smell it for myself. And this I expect to be kind of fruity, apple, bergamot. Let's get a few sprays. bergamot, blackcurrant, candy fruit, dried fruit, peach, jasmine, saffron, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. This does smell quite close, so I'll show you. I picked this up as a decant from Scent Split, and then I wanted to smell it directly. So I think, as a person who is new to trying to identify how fragrance smell, I believe that when I saw apple, bergamot, blackcurrant, candy fruit, dried fruit, peach, I said, oh, this is going to be a fruit bomb. And it does have fruit. It does have sweetness. But I feel as though, and it has jasmine and saffron in the mid, the patchouli in the base. It has patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. I think the sandalwood makes this creamy. I'm not certain I'm getting a lot of vanilla. And I think proportionally, the patchouli is probably a more standout. I've heard the phrase fruit chuli, like fruit and patchouli, and I think that this might be something along that line. Although there's a long list of fruits mentioned, I do believe that that's not the proportion at which this fragrance is put together. I think those list of fruits might be a smaller portion, and even though it's a long list, and I think patchouli is certainly that I pick up more when I'm smelling this. I think I get more of the patchouli. I am not the biggest lover of patchouli. I do have fragrances that I enjoy that have a note of patchouli in them, but I don't necessarily care to have too strong of a note of a patchouli. I think that people who love patchouli and people who love what they call fruit chulis, like the fruit and patchouli pairing, I think they would really enjoy this. But I think if you enjoy this, you would have to be a person that enjoys patchouli, because that is not a note that you would not detect. Sometimes you're wearing a perfume and it might have maybe a floral note and you don't detect it, or it has, maybe a note of vanilla, but it's blended well and maybe in a small enough, percentage that it doesn't stand out. I do feel like this, what I get strongest might be patchouli or patchouli and saffron. So the next one is Nocturne. This has Divana, pink pepper. This has Sicilian bergamot, oud, amber, Haitian vetiver, and musk. So let's smell this one. Excited to smell something that has oud. Let's see. Okay. So this is not so oud heavy. I guess there's layers or levels, I should say, to people who wear oud and how strong and how much of it they may want to wear. I've been trying to learn about oud. I want to get into oud, and so they say some perfumes have less of it, so that you can kind of tiptoe and see what about the notes of oud you enjoy. This doesn't have a super strong oud presence. If I would say this is certainly much more of I would say light, but when I say light, I don't mean that the fragrance is something you'll spray yourself 100 times because you can't smell it. I mean light, like airy. Yeah, you can smell the bergamot, the Haitian vetiver, and this is nice. This is another one. I don't know if these fragrances, I did not check to see. Sometimes now, there are so many fragrances that are unisex. I did not check to see if this was listed as unisex, but I would imagine it is, because I could very easily see a man or a woman wearing this fragrance. This, as well as Act 1. For both of them, I have the notes below if my eyes look down. But I think for both of these, if you like also scents that lean more unisex, I think you most certainly could enjoy this. But again, let's see. This would be, again, with the Divana, the pink pepper, bergamot. This has oud. So some people don't prefer oud. Some people love it. Some people are learning. I'm in the category that I'm learning. I like it. So I'm always trying to learn about oud, smell oud, take my time and really appreciate it. And this is nice. The oud in this is not heavy. This might be more of possibly a fall scent or a night scent. But this certainly would probably create like a pretty decent scent bubble. This is light, but again, not light that some perfumes are like body sprays and you're spraying yourself to infinity, because you know it won't create a scent bubble. I don't think you'd have that problem with this, but the thing I appreciate about this is it's airy. Like it's not something that would choke you out. But the notes in this fragrance for me feel like something that would be maybe nighttime, maybe fall. I could see that. So I wanted to do the last fragrance in this collection, I believe listed as a more masculine scent, and this is Let Artisan. Forgive my pronunciation, Let Artisan. This has spicy conifer, amber, leather, and an animalic note. And I looked up the spicy conifer. Those would be like trees that have needles and pine cones, kind of like a pine tree. So I expect this to be, again, leathery, earthy, ambery. So let's take a smell. Yeah. Okay. I always have to move it back and forth. Let my nose kind of catch up and process what I'm smelling, for sure. This is pleasantly... Oh, this is nice. Okay, so when it says spicy conifer, one thing I don't like generally, I would say, or it's not my preference, would be the note of like pine in fragrance. It smells, once someone says it's unisex, but then it gets too much into like the pine cones and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, that's not really my preference. This says spicy, and I was like, oh, I can smell this, and it's a little leather, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I smell it's animalic, and it's ambery and woody. This would be pleasant. I would say out of the three, out of Act 1, Nocturne, and L'Artisan, I am butchering this name, and I deeply apologize, House of Iyrah. This would be my favorite, actually. Which is so funny because these aren't notes that I would normally draw to, and I don't prefer leather and scents. Again, this would not be a scent I would wear. I don't wear much cologne per se. I won't say I've never done it or I wouldn't do it. But this is such like a beautiful, they did a good job with this. I would never have thought to have these notes together. Pine tree and amber, woods, leather, and animalic smell, and it's spicy. The spice in this is also really done well. It's not overly spicy. I do have another fragrance that is so spicy, I only wear it like in the coldest cold of winter, and I go back and forth sometimes on if I want to declutter it or if I want to keep it, and I go back and forth because I think the spice is just so heavy that sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to wear. But the spice in this, they did a really, really good job. It's like the fragrance is seasoned but not over seasoned. They didn't kill it with the spice. They did a great job. There was one more fragrance by House of Iyrah. I believe it's called 823. I really wanted that one. I didn't realize when I ordered the set that the 5th scent would be a cologne, not a perfume. I thought the 5 scents that they sold for women would be in the discovery. So now I'm kind of going back and forth. Should I try to order 823, or should I maybe decide on based on what I've smelled in my discovery? So I enjoyed the discovery. I really wish the 5 scents did include the 5 female scents. This is a great scent. So I would say of the ones that I tried, my favorite was certainly Opera. Such a beautiful scent. The black currant, peach, the Irish, the Turkish and Bulgarian rose, the cedar, pepper, violet, and musk. I mean, this is just, oh, this is beautiful. And I always just keep mentioning this over and over. I am very new to wearing fragrances with rose. That was not a note that always it was super enjoyable, to be honest. I was like, rose, it smells too earthy. But this rose and this fragrance done incredibly well. If you have the opportunity to order a discovery set, or if you are, I don't know if these are sold if this line is sold in store somewhere, but if you get the opportunity to order this and get a sniff, tell me what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts on these fragrances, specifically Opera. This is beautiful. I don't know how I got here that I have now such an appreciation for rose, but I really enjoy this. So as far as the female scents in this collection, obviously my winner is Opera. So I just wanted to give that a sniff. I wanted us to do that together so we could enjoy the scents and appreciate the notes together. I am very happy with the discovery and a chance to smell these in person. And I'm just going to show the box, or the top of the box. This again is from House of Iyrah, their discovery set. This was really nice. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed spending time with you today. Thank you for joining me on our scent journey. I appreciate you being here with me today and spending time. I hope the rest of your day is nice and easy. Please like, subscribe, join me on this journey. Have a great day. Bye.